And the math standard is write, read, and evaluate expressions in which letters stand for numbers, right? We may not use letters for numbers, but we'll be evaluating expressions. Our learning target for today, for your information, I will read a word problem and highlight or underline the key information using the 3-read protocol. All right. So imagine that you're planning a party, right? And you gotta buy different things for that party, right? What are some things that we might have to buy if we're having a party? What are some things we may have to buy? Yes, food. Okay, we gotta buy some food. You know what kind of food you're gonna buy?
Yeah.
What kind?
Wings.
Okay, so we're gonna buy some wings. How much you think those wings cost?
When we go there to we get 8 wings.
Okay, but we all want wings. So how much you think it's gonna cost? About? Just guesstimate.
Like only us?
Yeah, just us. How much? How much I think wings would cost for all of us? It don't have to be exact, $15? Okay. We're gonna spend $15 on wings. All right. What else we gotta buy for a party? Yes, sir?
Balloons.
Balloons, okay, 'cause we want balloons, we want decorations.
We gotta get millions of balloons.
Okay, and how much do you think those balloons are gonna cost?
$5.
$5 for balloons, all right? $5. What's something else? Riley, what do you think we have to buy?
Cups.
Cups, yeah, because we want drinks. So how much you think the cups is gonna
$2.
cost? $2 for cups. All right, let's do a couple more things.
Hairs.
That's okay. Y'all gonna let me misspell balloons and not tell me? That's all right. We know what was intended. All right, what'd you say?
Hair.
We got chairs. We don't need chairs. What is something else we need?
Cake.
Cake. Cake? You think we should get cake?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna get a cake.
$20.
Okay. And Deontay said $20 for the cake.
Yeah, because it's gonna be a cupcake cake.
All right. I see cups. What we gonna put in the cups?
Apple juice.
Drinks. Okay. So what are we gonna get? How much you think the drinks are gonna cost for everyone?
$2.59.
$2.59.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna write these down right here. $15 for food. Balloons are $5. Cups, how much?
$2.
$2.
The cake was how much? $20 for the cake. All right, we're gonna use this information a little farther into our lesson. And drinks.
$2.59.
All right, awesome. All right, just gonna keep that over there for just a second, right?
That's tax.
So we have a list of items and prices, right? But what if we only have a certain amount of money that we can spend? Like,
$100.
let's say, okay, you think we'll need about $100? What if we only have $40?
That wouldn't even be enough.
If we had only $40 to spend,
Cause we get 20 with a cake, right? 15
Okay.
for 15 for food, and then we gonna buy cups, balloons, and drinks. That's over $40.
you think it's gonna be over 40?
Yeah.
Riley, you think it's gonna be over $40? Yes or no? Just guess. No? No, she said she don't think it's gonna be over 40. We're gonna see a little later on in the lesson. All right. 3-read protocol. 3-read protocol means we read our word problem 3 times. But each time we read it, we're looking for different information, okay? Everybody can't understand this word problem reading it one time. I know I can't, right? So I have to read it first for understanding. What are they at? What is this about? So let me see. I'm going to read this to you. Sarah is shopping for school supplies. She needs 3 notebooks that each cost $2.50, a pack of pencils that cost $1.75, and a binder that costs $3. She has $12 to spend. How much money will she have left after buying all the items? We're not solving right now. We're understanding, okay? 3-read protocol. Read for context, right? What does this mean? What is this asking? What is this about? Second read. Read to understand the quantities and their relationships. Any words here that you don't understand?
No.
Quantities? What's a quantity? Yeah.
Multiple.
Multiple? It could be a multiple of what? Numbers, right? The quantities are amounts, are the numbers. What are the numbers that we're working with? Okay?
1, 2, 3.
Read to determine what mathematical questions we could answer. Number 3. What can we answer with all this information they're giving us? Okay, so we're going to read it 3 times. Okay, so here, this is a chart of common mathematical words, right? Sometimes, most of the time, when you read a word problem, they're not gonna give you, it's not gonna have a plus sign in our word problem. It's not gonna have a multiplication sign in our word problem. It's gonna be words, okay? So, first column, tell me a word that can mean to add. Looking at the chart, tell me a word that can mean add. Mario?
More.
More, right? More. What's another word that can mean that we gotta add? Go ahead, Deontay.
Sum it up.
Sum, right? What's the sum? Okay, give me another word. Sir, I'm gonna let you keep a copy of this in your notes so you can refer to it later on, okay? You can always refer back to this. Sir, give me another word that means to add. Hmm? This one? Plus, yeah. So we have plus, add, sum, total, all together. If you says, what is it all together? That means you gotta
Plus
add
up.
it up, right? Increase, more, combine. Subtraction words, subtract, minus, difference. What is the difference between this price and that price? We're gonna subtract. Left or leftover. How much do you have left? How much do you have left over? Decrease, right? The temperature decreased from 100 degrees to 30 degrees, right? That means we're subtracting, okay? Take away, fewer. Multiplication words, times, product, factor, double, groups, right? Each, area, rows. Each is one we'll see a lot, right? Do you remember that in the paragraph that we read before, it said she needed to buy notebooks and they were $1.50 each, right?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So on and so forth. You have the paper in front of you. Okay. To help us figure out how to step by step do the 3-read process, we have a graphic organizer that I'm also going to give you, right, to walk us through each step. So what is the problem about? Cupcakes, elephants, what? Sarah is shopping for school supplies. She needs 3 notebooks that cost $2.50 each, a pack of pencils that cost $1.75, and a binder that costs $3. She has $12 to spend. How much money will she have left after buying all the items? Okay, what is this all about? Elephants, cupcakes, what is this about? Dante, you are on a roll. Hold on, let somebody else answer. Give me a second. All right, Riley, what is this paragraph about? What is Sarah doing? Shopping for school supplies. Shopping for school supplies. She's shopping. She's at the store. And she has to buy school supplies. Now that we know that, we can kind of imagine ourselves at the store and us needing school supplies, right? Okay. So Sarah is shopping for school supplies. Second read. Sarah is shopping for school supplies. She needs 3 notebooks that cost $2.50 each, a pack of pencils that cost $1.75, and a binder that costs $3. She has $12 to spend. How much money will she have left after buying all the items? Our second read is what is the important information included in this problem? What are the important quantities? And we're going to underline those. Okay? Quantities. When I say that number, that word means quantities.
More than one number.
Okay. Quantities means numbers. Quantities is plural. It means numbers. So can you tell me one of the numbers you see in our reading?
$3.
$3. Yep. A binder that costs $3. Okay. So I'm going to write over here, binder. $3. Okay. Deontay, tell me another number you see.
$2.50.
$2.50, right? What costs $2.50?
Pencils. Look, notebooks.
Notebooks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Notebooks cost $2.50. Okay. Sir, can you tell me another number you see? I didn't hear you. $12, okay. $12. What is this $12?
How much money she have?
Okay. Yes, she has $12, right? Okay. Any other quantities, Riley?
She needs 3 notebooks.
We have notebooks, we have the binders, we have that Sarah has $12. Anything that you see that's not underlined yet?
She needs 3.
That Riley she needs 3, right? 3 notebooks, right? She needs 3 notebooks, okay? I could write it like that separately, or I could go up to where my notebook price is, and I can say times 3, right? Each notebook is $2.50. She needs 3 of them, right? So we're gonna do it like that. All right. Anything else? I see one more thing. Yes, Deontay.
Pencil.
Pencils. How much is the pencils?
$1.75.
The pencils cost $1.75. Okay, so now we got our numbers. Go ahead and write this list down on your scratch paper. When we take the numbers out of all of the rest of the words, it kind of makes it a little easier to understand, right? What we're working with. So we didn't just read it. Now we're taking it apart and we're saying, what are the numbers that we're working with? Binder costs $3. Notebooks cost $2.50, and she needs 3 of them. She has $12. And her pencils are going to cost $1.75. Raise your hand when you're finished writing. Good job. Thank you. Mario's back. Brad is almost finished. Sir only has maybe 1 more to go, and Deontay has like 1 more to go. Awesome, thank you. Riley's done, Mario's done. We're just writing this right here, okay? Are you done, sir? Okay, sir is done. Deontay's done. Awesome. All right. Third read. Sarah is shopping for school supplies. She needs 3 notebooks that cost $2.50 each. A pack of pencils that costs $1.75. And a binder that costs $3. She has $12 to spend. Okay. I'm not going to read the bottom part, but I want you to look at that information and tell me, what is a question we could answer with that information? What's a question we could answer? Can you think of a question that this information can help us answer? Don't think of an answer, think of a question. Yes, Deontay.
How much it costs?
How much what costs?
Everything you want.
How much does everything cost? Okay, yeah, we can answer that question with this info. What else can we answer? Another question. Riley, what's another question we could answer with this? How much is the total? Okay. Okay. Mario, can you think of another
Give me
question?
like 5 minutes. I'm gonna get him a laptop and I'll come get him. Alright.
How much is all the notebooks in total?
Okay, how much are the notebooks in total? That's a good one. These are all great questions, right? Well, here they're asking us, how much money will she have left? How much money will she have left? And we'll write that here. How much money does she have left? Right? What's the question that we answer?
I really need a calculator on this.
Okay, not yet. I'll put you one. All right. How much money does she have left? How much money does she have right now?
$12.
$12. She got $12 now, right? What operation will we use to find how much money she has left? I want you to look at your math words. Look at your math words. See if you see that word, and I'm going to highlight it. Left. See if you see that word left on your math word sheet. Okay, Riley, you got it? What row is it under? subtraction, right? So it's gonna be it's gonna be $12 minus however much all the other stuff costs, right? So it's gonna be $12 minus, let's see if we can add up these numbers, okay? We wanna know how much she has left. We're gonna subtract to see what that equals, but how much is she spending? Okay, so the first one, this is probably the more complicated one right here. Well, she needs 3 notebooks that cost $2.50 each. There's another math word, each. Look on your sheet and see, what does each mean? What column is each under? Deontay?
Division.
It could be division, but not in this case. You wanna try again? Okay, what?
Multiplication.
Multiplication, right? So that means we're gonna say $2.50 times how many notebooks she needs. One notebook is $2.50. She needs 3. So we could multiply by 3. What's 250 times 3? If you have a decimal calculator. Yes, Maria. $7.50. Awesome sauce. Okay. So we're gonna spend $7.50 on our notebooks. What else are we buying?
A pack of pencils.
Okay. Pencils are $1.75. So I'm gonna add that to my list. What else are we buying?
A binder.
A binder that costs $3. All right. So now we gotta add all these together. $7.50 plus $1.75 plus $3. Do 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 do. Add the numbers up so we can see our total. Add those numbers up. And if you know how to do addition the old-fashioned way, you don't need a calculator. You can just do it ones place first. Then we can add our tens place. What's 5 plus 7? 5 plus 7?
12.
12. So we're gonna put down our tens, carry our ones. And now we're gonna add our hundred place. 3 plus 7
10.
plus one more
11.
plus one more
12.
12. You can, Mrs. McCoy, you have something to say? Go ahead, you can speak.
Don't.
Oh, the decimal?
Yeah. Just so they won't forget to make sure they move the decimal down.
Yeah, make sure you bring that decimal point down. Thank you, Ms. McCoy. Absolutely right. Because we're dealing with money, right? Before the decimal is the dollars, after the decimal is the cents. Well, it says we just spent $12.25. How much money are we gonna have left over? It's kind of a trick question. Deontay?
0.
0. I think we went over, didn't we?
Yeah.
We went over by how much? How much did we go over?
25 cents.
25 cents over. We're 25 cents over. So technically you could say negative 25. Okay? Any questions about the 3-read protocol?
No.
Do you think using this 3-read protocol will help you do word problems better? I can hear you.
Yes.
Yes, I think so too. All right, so what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna give you a sheet like this for the 3-read. And I'm gonna give you a sheet of word problems that you can do yourself, right? On the back is the graphic organizer. On the front is the word problem. What I want you to do is, because you have 5 word problems to finish, right? You're gonna say, what is the problem about? You're gonna say question 1, and use just maybe one word, right? So question 1, we can say shopping. We can say question 2 is about camping. This may not be true, because you have to read it to find out for yourself. We can say question 3 is about babysitting. Whatever it's about, just try to sum it up in one word. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna give you about 15 minutes to read each problem. Use the graphic organizer to organize your thoughts. And then I'm gonna collect those and we're gonna finish it. We're gonna go over it a little bit together, okay? I want you to at least get 4 right out of the 5. Think you can do that?
Yes.
Yes?
For sure.
For sure. All right. All right.